Hey, it's Clint for Grilling.com. Today we're here in Stewart Manor, New York at Pellegrini Prime Meats, where Baldo is making the cut between flank steak and skirt steak. Let's jump behind the counter and get cooking.
Okay, here's the flank steak, fully trimmed. Now, as you can see, it's very similar to the one in the diagram. Beautiful, beautiful, excellent piece of meat. Can be used multiple purposes. It's probably one of the most commonly used steak, any kind of beef that you eat in a Chinese restaurant, where it's beef and broccoli, beef and beans, or whatever it is. I guarantee you 99% of the places use a flank steak.
Now, where does that come from on the cow?
It comes from the flank. It's underneath the belly over here.
Okay.
Okay. Where it's, I guess the reason that it has a lot of elasticity is because it needs to somewhat give, you know.
Supporting a lot of weight on that cow.
Correct.
And that's why you've got those long fibers running through it.
So that it can stretch.
Yeah. And then when slicing that, you want to cut across those fibers so you break them up.
Exactly. Once you grill it, once you grill it and you're ready to slice it, this is how you slice it across the grain.
And that'll make it much easier to break apart in your mouth. Correct. Slices.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can see how it breaks up those fibers. Very tender. Really like you would a steak.
Absolutely. Medium rare, even well done will still be a very tender piece of meat. But make sure that you stick with either choice or a prime. Do not go with any other quality because you'll be disappointed. Okay? Stick with quality. You can't beat it.
Right there in the middle of the island. Look up.
The trophy. This here is the skirt steak. The skirt steak is also known as a diaphragm.
And where does that come from on the cow?
This here it goes from the plate all the way across to the shoulder and the chuck. Okay. And this here is also a very, very tender and tasty piece of meat. It has a little more flavor than the flank steak, but I don't feel that it's quite as tender as the flank steak. Although people go crazy for the flavor, you grill this and you slice it, it's a simply wonderful piece of meat. You can never go wrong.
Used a lot for fajitas, grilled fajitas.
Correct. You can simply be used for anything. You can never make any wrong choices with the skirt steak. It's just a wonderful.
Marinate for a couple of hours, grill it up.
Whether you can teriyaki sauce or anything of that like that.
Now the key to this is after you grill it.
In both, this here is the slicing. Okay, I'm going to show you how to slice it properly on an angle that you're cutting across the grain, and then I'm going to show you if you slice it wrong how it's going to be. Just a stretchy piece of meat, very rubbery piece of meat. Okay. This here, I already angled it, okay, that you're gonna see me cut it across the grain. Okay. You see the grain right there? Okay. Now you can pull this apart very easily. Now, if you were to cut it incorrectly, I'm going to show you.
Cutting it with the grain.
If you were cutting it with the grain, okay, it's going to be tough and chewy. There's no way that you can pull it apart. Okay, so again,
that all night.
Yes, again, the secret to this is cutting it across the grain. And enjoy it.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. This is another of my favorites. This here is a flank steak roast stuffed with spinach, cheddar cheese, and mozzarella. I'm going to cut this in half so you can see what it looks like once you roast it and you slice it. It makes a beautiful presentation and it's simply wonderful. Now look at this. You tell me this doesn't say yum yum. It is the greatest. Okay? Very simple to make. I would say about an hour and 15 minutes, 350 degrees, in a little bit of water. And if you like, you can put a little red wine in there. No matter what you do, it's simply delicious. Enjoy.
That looks awesome. Thank you, sir.